Hey Gopher fans, welcome to episode 5 of Gopher Roundtable presented by Affinity Plus, our new video podcast series where student athletes host other Gopher student athletes. My name is Elizabeth Overberg and I'm one of the newest captains on our Gopher soccer team. I'll be hosting the next few episodes before I pass it along to our next host. So joining me today are 2 star seniors on our women's gymnastics team, Mya Hooten and Gianna Gerdes. Thank you guys for being here.
Yay.
Thanks for having us.
So one of the main reasons that I wanted to interview you guys and talk with you is because our soccer team is a huge fan of the gymnastics team. Like, we're probably there at almost every meet, or someone from our team is, because we think you guys are just amazing and cannot comprehend what you guys do. So you guys just picked up a big win over number 20 Iowa on Monday night at the PAV. Let's start with that one. So Mya, let's start with that vault. We're going to pull it up on the video screen to our right.
I just watched this on the way over here. I was literally watching it on Instagram on the way over
I've
here.
watched it on Instagram.
I haven't seen it from this angle yet. Oh, yeah, I've seen
That's perfection right there. So how was this not a 10? Do you receive the judges' comments?
it.
I don't think we did football.
I don't think it's like called an inquiry, a coach's inquiry, and then our coach goes over to them and
Like, we'll ask.
it will ask like what the deduction was, but I'm not quite sure. I think I twisted a little early off the vault. I think that was it.
I jokingly said it was so good that it made the judges go blind. So
I can see
yeah,
that.
I think maybe they just
I can see that.
couldn't quite see how perfect it was. So
Do your coaches do the inquiry thing a lot, or just on?
Yeah, I think we get a certain amount of times we can go up there.
Oh, really?
I don't know how it works.
3 a
but-
routine maybe. I'm just guessing.
Okay,
I'm guessing.
that makes sense.
But we hope that we don't have to do it as much because we would like the judges to give us accurate
Yeah.
scores. But there are some times where the coaches get a little
Yeah, I can see
frustrated
that.
and they go up and ask about it because got to make sure we get what we deserve. But
Exactly. So you guys are currently ranked 17th in the country. How much do each of you guys pay attention to that during the season? Do you use it as a benchmark to improve, or do you just kind of keep it in the back of your mind and just focus on what you need to do?
You go first.
We don't really pay attention to the rankings. We don't really care about who's first, who's last, and who's in the middle. Like, our coach just wants us to focus on what we can control and how we can grow from our last meet that we had. So we don't really pay attention.
Yeah, and I agree. And even just personally, I'm not really looking at it on Instagram because I don't care.
Yeah.
Because we always talk about focusing on what you can control and not letting the other things that you can't control consume you, because that's not what it's all about. So we just go do our thing at practice, and then we go have fun at the meet and hope that we can show off our best.
Yeah, that makes sense. And gymnastics, I feel like, is a really control-oriented sport where you try to perfect what you're good at and repeat that perfection over and over again. And when you finish your guys' event that you've been practicing, do you have a good idea of the score you're getting, or are you sometimes just shocked by what the judges give you, good or bad?
I feel like we kind of know what we're going to get based on if we hit or not. But there are times where we're like, what? Did the judge watch the same thing that I just
Sometimes we'll
did?
be shocked if it's lower than we expected.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But at practice, our coaches judge us sometimes, so we kind of understand where our score will be at when we land.
Do you guys ever have a feeling before an event that you feel like you're going to do really well, or you're like, this is going to be a little harder today?
Yeah, definitely. There's a lot of vibes, with the team, but also just with myself, and I'm sure Mya could agree. Even in the moment, sometimes you just know when you're gonna hit that routine or hit that skill, and then when you do, it just makes it so much sweeter. So it's really nice, especially when the score matches that as well.
How you feel, yeah.
Yeah.
Do you guys watch a lot of film afterwards to correct the things, or do you just go back and just try to do it better?
We video on the iPod every meet, so then they get send it to us, and then we watch it.
Yeah. And sometimes we do it in practice too, more so at the beginning of the season, when we aren't in school and we have more time for that.
Yeah.
But we'll, at the beginning of practice, sit down and watch everybody's and just kind of reflect a little bit. And if the coaches talk to the judge, then sometimes they'll relay that information to us. But otherwise, they just send it to us so we can actually see it from someone else's perspective. So.
Do you guys do your full routines in practice a lot, or is it more just
Every day.
Yeah.
Oh,
Every
wow.
day. Yep.
Yeah.
Wow.
Same thing
Same
every
thing?
day. Yep.
Especially when we get into season. Like
Yeah, it's
this week
really
we have
repetitive.
3 practices
Yeah.
in between the 2 meets.
Oh,
so
wow.
it's like get in, get out, just do your
Yeah.
routines a
Yeah.
few times and then be ready.
Do you have a
for the next
certain
weekend.
load that you have to hit? Like for soccer, once we hit a certain load, we have to like stop practice so our legs don't get too tired.
That's nice.
No, we have like assignments that we just have to finish.
Okay.
Yeah.
Typically it's different each day. So
Yeah.
like the day before the meet or the day before the day before, it will be like less, I guess. So we
Okay.
aren't as tired.
Yeah.
They're
The
not,
day before
like-
the meet, we have
yeah.
less numbers, but during the week, it's like 3 to 4 routines and like
Yeah.
vaults, but only like 1 floor routine. 2,
Sometimes.
the other one's a
Wow.
little.
Yeah.
It's like an endurance routine.
Oh,
yeah.
wow. Yeah, I
Yeah.
know. So do you have to do actual fitness like for the floor routine? I've always wondered that. Like flip a bunch in a row to just get you
Exactly,
guys
actually.
ready?
Yeah.
Yeah, we do
We, like,
actually
push-
flips in a row.
Yeah, we do. It's
Yeah.
called our back tuck routine. We do 5 back tucks, push the block, 4 back tucks in a row, push the block, 3, 2,
Oh
1.
my gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What if you just like fall?
You know
Fall
what?
when you're
Freshman
tired?
year I did.
fall
Freshman year
on
I
your
did. I
face.
landed right on my head and I pushed the block and I went downstairs crying.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah, it
some
was
people do the
embarrassing.
same
It was
thing.
embarrassing. But we're better
It's
this
okay.
year.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
easier
It gets
this
a
year.
little easier.
Know what to expect a little
Yes.
bit.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's what it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good. Next up on the schedule is another really good team. On Saturday at the PAV, you guys take on number 21 Maryland. I'm going to be there.
Woo!
And so is my team. So they're also 1-0 in the Big Ten. So does the opponent change anything in your guys' preparation for a meet?
I wouldn't say the preparation is different. Sometimes we might have a different mindset, like if it's Michigan or something.
Yeah.
Like, we're gonna beat Michigan.
Yeah, that week is like,
Yeah, but
We get it
typically
crazy.
it's just us.
Yeah.
We're like, we're gonna go
Okay.
in, practice like we always do, compete like we always do, and try to stay in our bubble. Is like what we like to say.
Yeah.
And we're not really paying attention to the other team.
Okay.
Or at least we try not to while
Yeah.
we're competing.
Yeah.
Just us against the world, I guess.
our
So,
coach really just wants us to focus on the team. And like, if they're competing over there, like we're not watching. We're just like still cheering on who's next in line. So
So do you have to scout them or watch film on them ever before? Or
No.
I've always wondered
Yeah.
that because we watch a
No.
bunch of film on
yeah,
the other teams to know like who's good, who's gonna
Yeah.
do what. So I was
Yeah.
wondering if you
I
know
feel like
someone's
it's
good at
different.
vault, do you
Yeah.
have to do something?
No.
Yeah, I think it's a lot different. Like you guys are more opponents in the sense
Yeah.
where you're interacting with each other, so
Sure,
it's
yeah.
good to do that. But for us, it's more like we can only control what we
True.
do. We
right.
can't even really control what the judges think
It's
or if
only
there's any
you out
bias.
there.
Yeah,
It's
it's
only
just
you out
only
there.
you out there. So you just gotta prepare for your scenario, not worrying about them.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
True. Saturday's meet should have another great crowd. The atmosphere at the PAV is always electric and creates a really strong advantage for you guys. I think since the start of your career, you and your team are 19-1 at the PAV. What is that about? And
Well-
being at home, how does that give you guys so much? A little boost, I guess.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, I didn't even realize that. That's
I
actually
had
really
no
crazy.
idea. We've only lost once at the PAV ever.
Dang.
That's
I feel like we just
Stats
don't
I've
think
got.
about it.
Yeah, it's just like a different vibe in there. Like
It's just our families there
yeah,
and just
our
like
friends are
our
there.
Gopher families
yeah.
there. Yeah.
And they just like they know how to get us hype in there,
Mhm.
and everyone just stands up. It's an amazing environment.
Yeah. And there's just this feeling, like you said, it's always electric.
yeah.
Like literally even before everybody's there and we walk in, we're just like, can't wait.
And
we
you
get
just
giddy.
know that they're all supporting you.
Yeah.
And like they have like they're just
They're there for
Whatever.
yeah, for us. They're there for
Right?
us.
They are.
And I feel like that support system's super important because obviously we're there for each other and we support each other, but having those people there to join in on the fun and the energy, it really helps like bring everything together. And I think part of why I didn't even notice like we were 19-1 is because it's just an experience.
yeah.
Like we're not thinking about, oh, we got to win this many or we lost that last one. Like we're just going and we're having a good time
Yeah.
and no matter what happens, it's still a really memorable experience, especially with our fans.
Do you guys does it ever get to you when you're at another team's gym and you can hear their fans or you're kind of in that little bubble that you guys were talking about?
Honestly, I think Gopher Nation is louder than anybody ever.
Mhm.
So, yes, we are in our bubble, but I feel like half the time we can hear our people.
Yep.
Even if
Yeah.
it's a smaller group, we can still hear them over everybody else. So our fan base is definitely has some unmatched energy for
Yeah.
sure.
Except there was one meet at Utah and someone got a 10 and I was up on floor and I
Oh my god.
They had like 15,000 fans in there because it was their senior night, and I couldn't even. I was like, okay, they're cheering for me. They're all cheering for me. Like I couldn't hear my music. It was
that
a crazy
arena was
moment,
like really
but
small.
yeah,
Oh my
it was
gosh.
a smaller arena.
Yeah.
But usually we don't pay attention to
Yeah.
their fans or anything.
Actually, one time we had, was it Denver regionals?
Yeah.
Yeah, Denver was intimidated by our fan.
They don't
base.
like our
Yes.
fans.
So they put our Gopher Nation up in the back somewhere, like
Yeah.
way far away.
Everybody else is in the front, and
Our Gopher
People were
Nation
up
people,
there.
they bought tickets to be right in the front.
Yep.
They're like, you can't stop us. We're
Yep.
gonna be right in the
Yeah.
front. So they're the best.
That's what I'm gonna say. You
Yeah,
can put them
like
back
you
there.
can't silence us. No way. So I just thought it was funny that even other people have said like, your guys' fans are just so
Yeah.
crazy
Yeah.
loud. Like, we're pretty
Unmatched,
awesome.
yeah.
So.
I agree. Well, for tickets to this weekend's meet, you can head to gophersports.com for anybody who's watching. So next, let's dive into your Gopher careers from the beginning. So you both entered college gymnastics as freshmen during the COVID season. What were your guys' biggest challenges with that, and how did you lean on each other and your fellow freshmen while you were adjusting, especially during a pandemic?
I feel like for me, it wasn't like as bad because that's all we knew. We were freshmen, and like without fans, we were like, okay, this is just how it is.
Yeah.
Because I've never witnessed it like actually out there, like in the arena, like with fans.
Yeah.
So like without the fans and stuff, like I just thought it was normal. And then like practice, like the upperclassmen would be like, this is so different, and we're like, oh, this is normal. Like this is so normal.
Yeah.
But it was hard not seeing like our family and our friends. Like we were just kind of trapped in the dorm. And just could only hang out with our teammates, so we had a great team bonding.
Yeah.
We were all really close that year.
Yeah, there are definitely like pros and cons
Yeah.
to all the aspects. Like socially, we didn't do anything really. It
We
was
didn't
just
really
us
make
and
a
our
lot of
team.
friends because
Yep.
But in turn, like we got so close with the girls. Like we were
True.
just like really cohesive and such a family, and that really helped, especially with like Mya said, not getting to see our family as much, or getting to go home, or having them come to the meets. So that was really helpful to have our team to lean on. But I do think like getting to perform or compete without the fans there, even though it sucked, it kind of was a nice little transition, I think,
True.
because
Yeah.
we got like just like a practice run,
True.
I guess, of
and then
the
the next
equipment
year
and stuff.
I was like, whoa. I walked out there and I'm like, wait, is
You're
this real?
can everyone just...
Right? I was like, I was
Yeah.
freaking out, but
But now
Now
I
we're
wouldn't
used to
trade
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No way I would go without
yeah,
the
no.
fans.
Sure, that makes sense.
Yeah.
So that season, you guys are both a part of Minnesota's Big Ten championship winning team. How fun was it winning the hardware in the rings? Do you guys wear those rings ever? Where are
Yeah,
they?
we do.
I'm afraid I'm going to like lose it or
I
something.
know.
So
I don't want to lose it. Sometimes like
yeah.
football games, but that moment was
I feel like it
That
was
was the
more
best
surprising
moment.
because we didn't even like know it until it
no,
happened.
we didn't.
Again,
Like, we
we're
were like,
staying in
let's
the
just-
moment, having fun.
Yeah, let's just do our thing, and then
And being at the PAV. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
It was so cool to have the
Yeah.
platforms in the PAV.
mm-hmm.
And
Wow.
just like the energy was so good.
That literally
was
gives me
awesome.
the chills just
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
thinking about it. Like you
That
worked
was
so
so good.
hard for something and you finally get it with your whole fan base there.
Mhm.
Like
Mhm.
But I couldn't
yeah.
imagine it like if we won, but if it was
Yeah.
home now with all the fans.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Well, maybe we can just
True.
do it again.
Yeah, repeat it
again. Maybe we'll do it again. But it was
be
also
awesome.
like really rewarding, especially that was our sophomore year, right? Freshman year.
Yeah.
I feel like after all the COVID stuff and just that crazy adjustment, like to have that
Yeah.
be the
it
outcome
was
of that
worth
year,
it.
it was like,
It was worth
we
it.
needed that.
Yeah.
Totally.
yeah,
That was
that's
awesome.
nice. Think back to when you guys were those little freshmen during COVID and where you guys are now. What areas would you say you guys have made the biggest improvements on, whether it's physical, mental, I guess, social cohesion with your team?
I was a train wreck freshman year, so everywhere. But
Nice.
I feel like just maturity with my sport, but just as a person too.
Mhm.
We do a lot of things outside of just gymnastics, like mental training and
Mhm.
just other things as a team that we do. And I feel like I've seen those show up in so many different places too, not just in my sport. So I'm really grateful for that. But also, like, it's kind of nice to look back and be like, dang, like I've actually come a long way.
Yeah.
Because sometimes when you're in the moment, you're like, oh, today sucked or whatever it is. So looking back, having that perspective is really nice. And it's more, I don't know. It's just nice.
Yeah. Yeah, freshman year, in the beginning, it was a little rough for me. I would probably get yelled at every single day. I would get yelled at every single day. I didn't know what I was doing. I was just like,
Yeah.
whoa, I'm just
Here I
like
am.
here. But yeah, definitely maturity and like just realizing to like enjoy every moment, because I feel like I was a freshman literally yesterday.
Yeah,
Like, I
so
remember
fast.
like the first time going there, and I'm like, what?
Yeah, the freshmen will ask me questions, and I'm like, what? Why would I know the answer?
Yeah.
I was like, how am I a senior? So just really taking in each moment and just enjoying everything, because it goes by so fast.
It does. I
It
love
really
looking
does.
at like all the headshots.
I know, and I'm like,
Like,
what?
what was
Freshman
I looking like as a freshman?
We at the dining hall one day, we were looking at all our photos, and she was showing her freshman photos, and they were like, "Oh, Gianna, let me see yours." I'm like,
that, no one gets to see
"Those
that.
are
Yeah.
off the face of the earth forever."
Yeah.
Absolutely not.
Don't know what we were thinking. Freshman.
I have no idea. I had like orange eyeshadow on. I was like, who let me walk out the dorm like
I
that?
was like, oh. Or some of the
Really?
poses, I'm like, that's illegal. I'm like, that's illegal.
Yeah,
Literally.
Oh
it was bad.
gosh.
Oh my gosh.
Like, I'm scared they'll put something in like a senior
I know,
slideshow.
like if it's gonna be
Yeah.
like freshman, sophomore, I'm like,
Absolutely
No.
not.
no.
I wasn't even here freshman year, actually.
Sorry. Just
Wasn't that
showed
there.
up one day.
Oh gosh.
2 years ago, your team advanced all the way to the national championships in Fort Worth, Texas. Wow. Can you describe that experience in competing on that big of a stage?
That was crazy.
That's one of my favorite moments.
Yeah.
Just because, not even just being there, but like when we qualified to be there at regionals, that moment was insane. Like
Yeah.
everyone was freaking out. We were on vault last,
Yeah.
right?
I think that was like at regionals
Yes.
was better than like actual being
Yes.
at nationals.
Yeah, because once
'Cause
we
it
were
just
there, it
meant
was just
so
there.
much more.
Yes.
It meant so much more, and like that week leading up to it, like we just had so much fun in the gym, and like
Yeah.
it was just like crazy.
Like obviously being at nationals is so crazy, but I feel like for our program, but also just our team, it was more just the milestone of getting to go there.
Yeah.
And it just made it so much more fun and like lighthearted when we were there.
Mm-hmm.
But I remember that last rotation at regionals, like we
Freshman year or
it was like
sophomore
head to head or something.
Freshman
and
year?
Yes.
Oh my
I think.
gosh.
Yeah, and we were just waiting for that score because we were on vault. So we
Wow.
finished first. It's like the shortest event.
Okay.
were
But
just
we
waiting.
had a fall on floor, and we had like a mess up a little bit, so it kind of moved us to like
Yes, it was
third
really
place
close.
and the
Oh
top
my
two
gosh.
advance. So I like remember this huddle freshman year. Our coach was like, "We are not giving up right like in this moment. Like we are gonna give it our all. We're gonna go hard."
Yes.
And we absolutely literally killed it. The other
That was
girl
the best.
that was like got a 10 on bars, and we were like, "Oh no."
Yeah.
But we just like absolutely
Crushed it.
stuck our landings.
Yes.
I've
that was
never
so
stuck
good.
a vault in my life, and that was my first time. And I was
Wow.
like, everyone was like, I was in tears
Yes.
about to be.
Oh, so fun.
Yeah,
So
that
that
was
just
crazy.
made the experience at nationals
Yeah.
all the more like better because what we did to get there
Yeah.
was just awesome.
Those are even better when it's
Yeah.
not an easy path, but you
Yes.
work so hard together. Like,
Yeah. And Texas, baby.
perfect, right?
So fun.
That was so fun.
And so we were talking about the fans earlier, and there, I heard that your parents made it super special at the national championships, and that they were waiting outside for you guys or something like that.
They
What
do
is
that
that?
a lot.
Yeah.
They do that a lot. Like we just have the best. Like I've been
Yeah.
saying, that we have the best Gopher Nation.
And they made like a little video before we went
Oh,
out.
yeah.
And they were like, they did like individual. They were
Yeah.
like, "We're so proud of you," and we were all like crying. Like
Yeah.
it was an emotional time.
We always have a
just
team
love-
meeting before, the night
Okay.
before.
Yeah.
And they're like, "Oh, we have like one more thing before you guys go
Yeah.
up to bed or whatever." And it was just a
And
video.
it was our
of all
parents. Yeah.
Oh
it
my
was like a little
gosh.
video. So we got a little emotional.
Yeah.
But we
So
just
sweet.
love their support.
Yeah.
It just means like a lot to us.
Yeah. And their send offs are always the best. Get us really hype.
Mm-hmm.
And then no matter how the meet goes, like especially away meets, like
Yeah.
no matter how it is, they're always there to like
Yeah.
wave bye to us on the bus or
Aw.
you know
Yeah.
talk to us after. So
Yeah.
they're just great. They
are.
really set the bar high and then they just like top it.
Yeah, they keep
With
going.
you. Yeah.
They
I'm like,
keep going every
okay.
year.
Yes.
It's-
I'm
it
like, how
gets
can you
better
be
and
more
better.
supportive?
Literally.
So awesome.
So now we're going to segue into more individualized questions. So the first one's for Gianna. You started competing in the all-around the last 2 seasons. What was that process like, having to focus on all the events and trying to perfect them instead of just 1 or 2?
It was definitely a big change from my first year only doing one event and sophomore year only doing a few of them. But it was kind of nice to jump back into doing all 4 again because in club, that was just what everybody pretty much
Okay.
did. So it wasn't anything too foreign, I guess, but it was definitely way different as a college athlete than it was as an individual club
I bet.
athlete because you're doing it for more than just you. So
Yeah.
that was definitely a big adjustment, but it also, once I figured it out, it made it a lot more fun and a lot easier to just do my thing and stay in the moment. And I honestly like doing all 4 because then I could just go, stay in the moment, cheer on my teammates, and have a good time. Sometimes I hate when I have to, like, wait.
I know.
And then I'm like, oh, wait, now it's my turn. Like,
it makes you,
Yeah.
I don't know, that's at least for what my
Yeah.
teammates say. They're like, I do better when I don't think. And I'm like,
yes.
exactly.
Yeah.
I bet
Especially me.
I bet it's hard to just take a break and
Yeah.
kind of overthink some things, which is
Yeah, I'm
easy to
definitely an
do.
overthinker. So it's nice to just be on a roll, start to finish all the way through, especially with my teammates too, because I'm just always like enthralled in that
You're
moment.
involved. Yeah.
And I'm also very distracted all the time. So any brief
true
chance,
statement.
yes, any brief chance that I would get distracted, I would. So I'm glad that I can I can do
awesome.
that. But also
Yeah.
for my team too, it's nice to represent everybody on every event. So.
Have you always felt comfortable with all of the events, or were there a couple that when you switched all around that you were like,
Beam at first, because the previous year I had like exhibitioned a few times, so just like trying it out to see
Okay.
without actually fully competing. It didn't really go that well.
Okay.
So then when I actually was in the lineup, I was like, what? You want me to, what? But then once I got in a good groove, it wasn't too bad.
Okay.
But I'd say Beam was the only one that took a minute. Otherwise, I'm like,
Rest,
I
you're
got
like,
it.
yeah.
Yeah.
I love that. So for the next question for Mya, earlier this season, you nailed your 7th career perfect 10 on floor. Wow. You're already a 2-time first team All-American in that event. What is it about the floor that you love so much, and were you always drawn to that event?
Yeah, I feel like my favorite event in club was floor because I just like to dance and like
Mm-hmm.
I like to get the crowd involved. Like I love going out there and they're like on their feet just like screaming and I'm like, wait, I can't hear my music. I can't hear. But it's like just my favorite to just look out in the crowd and I'm just like dancing with my teammates on the side. It's just really
You always
fun.
have the most fun, like catchy dance moves
Yeah.
too.
Yeah. How do you come up with your routines?
Our coach, Geraldine, she choreographs all our routines. So it's
Wow.
all her.
Do you get to put in like little things that you want, like
If
your
you
little
want,
crown, or-
yeah.
I feel like
If
you
you
start to own it a little bit
Yeah.
more
Yeah,
as you go.
yeah.
For sure.
But
This year
fun.
especially, I'm like, this is such a Mya routine.
Yeah.
But you also get to like, she's dancing a lot more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Instead of just like the fun interactive moves.
Yeah.
Like she's really dancing and I'm like, yes.
Yeah.
Because she's a dancer too, not just a tumbler.
Right. So how do you like it on the sidelines when you're cheering Mya on and I see everyone's going crazy? It looks so fun.
I nearly pass out like every single time. This last time, I literally almost threw myself onto the floor. And I was like, oh my God, I have to wait. Because you have to
they
wait
said
till they're
Jordan
done.
was like about
Okay.
to be on the floor.
Yes. Like you have to wait till they've like saluted, otherwise it's like a deduction
Oh,
if someone's on
wow.
the floor when they're not supposed to
Yeah.
be.
Oh, dang.
And there's a video, everybody's probably seen
That's
the meme.
funny.
And I'm like, ugh, melting to the ground.
Yeah, yeah.
It's unreal. Like I can't even explain it. But I love that we get so like
Yeah,
into it
yeah.
because it just feels like,
Yeah.
this is an us
And I
moment.
can feel it. Like
Yes.
when I'm out there, like
Yeah.
I can hear you guys screaming
Yes.
and cheering. It's just like,
And we just know too. Like I just knew you were gonna hit it, especially after that first pass. She was like,
yeah.
bam,
Literally, you
didn't
make it
even
look
move.
so easy. I watched it on
Right?
Instagram and I was like, what?
And then she did the same thing again this weekend.
Yeah,
and I
I'm
was
not
like,
quite sure what happened.
girl,
I don't know.
That's crazy.
don't know.
I don't
just
know.
perfect.
Literally. It's
Funny.
just too easy. This is a question for both of you guys. As you both reflect on your journeys, who were some Gopher gymnasts that you guys looked up to and you kind of put them as your mentors a little bit when you were younger?
Not when I was younger, but she like comes into the gym a lot. Alexis Russell, she was a Gopher gymnast, and she like since our freshman year, like she always comes in and helps the freshmen out, and she's been there ever since. Like I text her literally every day, so
That's
she
so
just helps me out a lot. So I really appreciate her.
I'll second that as well. Alexis always comes in and she's just like our Gopher mom, which is
Aw.
really nice, especially since she was a gymnast on the
Yeah.
team too. It's kind of
So
nice
she
to have
kind of
that.
gets it. She gets
Yeah.
everything.
Yes.
She's a role model, but also someone that we feel comfortable going to, and she has the cutest little kiddos that
Yeah, she
shares.
does. She
She's
does.
just such a cute mommy. Anyways,
That's cute.
I also feel like a lot of the seniors we had last year, they were really important to us just because we've been on the team with them
Yeah.
for so long.
Yeah.
And they took us under their wing right when we got here with
Freshman
all the
year,
COVID
yeah.
stuff
Wow.
and everything.
Yeah,
So,
so we're really close with that class.
Really
so.
special connection with
Yeah.
them. And they were killing it last year too. So to kind of follow in their footsteps and continue the legacy that
Yeah.
they left, like that's just, it's really awesome.
Yeah.
So
The people on our teams, guys, they make it or break it, honestly. Like
Literally.
especially those seniors when you come in as a freshman.
Right?
Like
Yes.
they're the ones that instill the culture,
Mhm.
and it's good to hear that they did a good job.
They did a
Yeah,
great job.
guys.
go for
Great job.
athletics across the board, like culture and just like team dynamic and family. Like it's unmatched. Like,
Yeah.
Even like friends I have that go other places, I'm like,
I know. Like
That's
we
just
always
not
hear
the same.
stories
Yeah.
about like other teams, and I'm like, I love my team so
Exactly.
much.
I can't
Like,
relate
I'm
to
like,
this
forget
process.
literally, I
skills.
love my teammates. I love
Yeah.
my coaches. So
Yeah.
it's great.
Interesting. Gonna transition to another question. Think back to all of the Leos you guys have worn as a Gopher. Is there one that sticks out as your favorite?
Obsidian Leo. It's our all black Leo.
Oh,
I just
the
think
back
it
is
looks
like,
yes. It's the back is just open, very
That's
sparkly.
sick.
We love
Yeah.
a sparkly
and
Leo.
it really snatches.
It
Nice.
does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just like,
Very
Look
woo.
good, feel
Yes.
good.
Yes.
Right.
I also have the high neck that we just
Yeah,
wore.
we just wore that one. Yeah.
Oh, I feel like a princess.
That one's a good one.
So good.
Yeah.
It's like really sparkly up here.
Yeah.
Love it. So good.
That's awesome. Our favorite jersey is the all black one too.
Mhm.
I don't know. It does
It's
something
just-
to you.
yes.
It makes it,
Right?
like,
I'm just like,
Yes.
yeah.
Back in
Right?
black.
Yeah.
Right.
saying.
And it's dramatic.
So
Yeah.
good.
It's dramatic.
It is dramatic for real.
It's a moment.
Oh, here's the hobby question. What are your guys' biggest hobbies outside of gymnastics? And how do you guys like to wind down after a day at the gym?
Oh, well, I know how I wind down. I love baths. Like, it's like
Oh
my
my
favorite thing in the world. And, like, I can take 2 a day. And I put some Epsom salt in there and, like,
wow.
some sleep soap.
Yeah.
It, like, has my soap has, like, melatonin in it.
Oh, whoa.
My
Yeah.
gosh.
So that's
Got
how
all
I
that.
wind down from a day after practice.
There was
but-
one time we had a hotel, like, for a travel meet, and for some reason, Maya's room didn't have a bath. I don't know whose room you went to, but she was
Yeah,
like,
I went to
whose room
someone-
has a bath? I have to
Yeah.
come take a bath.
Me and
It's so
Emily on my team, we love baths. And, like, on travel trips, we, like, take baths, which people think it's gross, but...
Do you bring the bath stuff then, like the salts and
Oh,
everything?
no,
with you?
no.
I was gonna say.
I was gonna
No,
say, no
no,
way.
not that.
Not even when we have the big suitcase, you don't bring it?
No,
I'm surprised.
I've never.
You, like, call a room service.
And I'm
"Can
like,
you make some
hey.
bath salts?" Maybe a robe.
Yeah.
That's so
Set
funny.
the mood.
That's a good hobby. That's definitely your hobby for sure.
Taking
That
a bath.
is, that's my hobby.
That's
for sure.
funny. For me, after
Singing,
practice, winding.
she's a great
Okay.
singer. Great singer.
I'm not singing for you.
You can sing with them.
But I do like to sing and dance. I used to do some like
Great
musical
dancer.
theater. I'm a theater nerd
Oh
kind
my
of.
gosh, I love theater.
Hamilton?
It's literally my favorite
Oh
musical.
gosh, don't get her
No, wait, are you
started.
for
She's
real?
gonna start
Are you
singing.
for real,
I'm
though?
pretty sure I could just sing every single
my
song
She
God.
word for word.
literally could.
I was obsessed in middle school. Like, probably no one wanted to hang out with me.
Yeah.
Just all ham.
Like I was yes. Like I think I was definitely
I've
like a
never
weirdo theater kid. Like I don't
Yeah.
know how I'm kind of normal now.
Yeah.
Kind of normal. But definitely love being in theater but watching it too. My mom is a director for my old middle school. So I'm always around it, and she
Yeah.
did it in high school too. So it's really fun to have that family aspect. And I just like singing and being different characters
Oh
and
my
stuff.
gosh.
But I also just like listening to music, hanging out with people,
Yeah.
especially when it's warm outside. I like going outside.
Yeah.
But otherwise, I'm just gonna take a nap
Yeah.
probably
True.
in our only free time that we ever get.
Yeah, and we do these things like when we have a big like meet coming up. It's called like Big Tenzi or like she's King George, King Georgie, and
Oh
she
my
dresses in her Halloween costume when she was George Washington, right?
Yeah. Well, I was George Washington for Halloween.
Okay.
So I like to incorporate
Solid.
like different.
So like we'll make
Props.
like at practice like in the beginning we'll like shut off all the lights and like she'll come out in her thing and
Little
like
intro.
talk in her King Georgie accent and like read a script and like
That is
it's like it's like
awesome.
to a game like she's
Yes.
explaining kind of a game.
Yes.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
like to incorporate a lot of like
Yeah.
activity type stuff to make practice more
Yeah,
fun,
100%.
especially when it's like stressful.
Because it's
So-
very repetitive, so we try to like
Yeah.
add some
Get
games
something
in
in
there or
there,
something.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Abby Nyland, she kind of did something similar and sort of recruited me before she left.
Wow.
So now I'm taking on that role, but
Yeah.
I absolutely love doing that.
Yeah.
Like, putting on a different character, whatever the occasion may be, and just like lighthearted little
Yeah.
moment for
That's
the
so
team to make it fun.
fun.
It starts
Yeah.
us off on a good note.
Yeah, I bet.
Plus, it's so funny to like
It is
see
hilarious.
everybody
Yeah.
just, like,
It's so funny.
what is she doing?
It's so funny.
But
What was your favorite musical that you acted in high school or middle
oh my
school?
gosh. Well, I didn't get to do any in high school because of gymnastics.
That makes
unfortunately.
sense.
But I think my favorite. I don't know if you've ever heard of Chitty Chitty Bang Bang.
I've heard of it, yeah.
Okay, well, I was the lead role of like the little girl in
Oh,
that,
dang.
and I did. And I did that in the summer, and that was really fun, just because I got to be
Yeah,
like an actual
something
role.
else. Yeah.
But otherwise, I don't even know. with my middle school stuff, it was more just like little roles, like nothing. We
Yep.
never did like a big show. My mom liked to do like different scenes and like compile
Ooh,
them with a
that's
theme.
fun.
Yeah, it was. We don't have to get into it, but definitely a lot of different things that I've done. I actually, surprise, surprise, I played Helen Keller one time.
Oh.
So I was blind and deaf,
Oh,
didn't
wow.
speak or anything. So that was quite the challenge. I thought
Wow.
that.
Yeah, to
Right,
act
yeah.
without like speaking.
Yeah. Every time I tell people,
Crazy.
they're like,
Good job.
"You didn't speak," and I was like, "Yeah."
Up next, we have some rapid fire questions for you
Oh,
guys.
gosh.
So prepare yourselves. Nice. Preparing. Okay, the first question is, what's your favorite TV show to binge?
One Trio.
The Office.
Oh, I love The Office too. Hot or iced coffee?
Iced.
Iced.
Are you a morning or a night person?
Both.
Night. Yeah, she's both.
Oh, that's
Unfortunately.
Night, for sure.
that's pretty nice. What was your favorite road trip you guys have been on with the Gophers?
I feel like Utah's always pretty fun.
I was going to say Utah too.
Ooh.
Or our past Vegas.
Oh
Yeah, we
Vegas
went to
too.
Vegas this January.
It's
in
so
the
hard to
beginning.
pick. That's
It is
too
hard to pick.
pick.
They're all
Why were
fun.
you guys in Vegas?
For our first meet.
Wow.
Yeah, it was called like Super 16. But it was fun. I've never
That's
been there
cool.
before.
That it was so
Wow.
fun.
Yeah.
Who was your guys' number one music artist last year? Or who your favorite was, if you can't remember?
Like on Spotify Rap
Yeah.
or something. It was the Hamilton soundtrack.
No way. Are you for real?
Yeah.
That was in mine too.
I'm dead serious.
Oh
my
my gosh, you
gosh.
guys. You guys are funny. Mine was probably SZA.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's
I
solid.
like her too.
Yeah.
Solid. Next to Hamilton. That's fine.
Hamilton's first.
What's the average time it takes you to get ready in the morning?
For practice. Or
Can be either, yeah, or just getting ready for school or practice.
I feel like it doesn't take me that long to get ready, but I like having a lot of time to just like
yeah.
not have to
Chill.
rush.
Yeah.
If I'm rushed,
15
I'm like,
minutes probably to get ready, and then I like to just like relax before.
yeah, I'd say like an hour.
Yeah.
Total.
Solid. Who do you think takes the longest on your team to get ready?
I'm not really sure.
Well, you're
Okay, I am
You're
always
always the
like
last
I'm.
person.
That's true.
we're always waiting on
But
her.
it's not even like I'm doing anything. I'm just like
No.
I need an extra second. Just give me a second. That is so true.
I think it's you. And when we had
I'd
our
be like
Halloween,
coming, and I'm still like
yeah, yeah. She's always walking in last.
Okay, the Halloween thing that we did though, I didn't know everyone was gonna be there. I thought it was literally just me because the rest of the class they all lived together.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, yeah, I'll be there, whatever. And then I get down there, and every single person on our team is like,
And we were all like, we're working.
and I was like, I would have prioritized being here more. Also,
Yeah.
every time I go over, they're like, we're not ready yet. I'm like, and then I'm
Then
just
what am I
sitting
doing
there.
here?
I'm like,
yeah.
True, that can happen.
so
sometimes.
sorry for assuming.
No, it's okay.
But I'll own up to that. Yeah, I probably am like the last
yeah,
one all the
probably,
time.
Yeah.
That's valid. What's one item on your bucket list?
Um,
Well, I know I can cross off something on my bucket list. Me and Emily, we studied abroad in Greece,
Oh,
and Greece is on my bucket list. So scratch that off.
When did you do that?
In May.
Wow, for
Yeah.
the May term?
Yeah,
Oh my gosh.
it was so
I'm
crazy.
really jealous.
I thought I
That's-
was like dreaming out. Like I was like,
where am I?
where am I? Yeah.
Wow.
I wish I could cross that off my bucket list.
Yeah.
I'd say that's probably on my bucket list too. Just like study abroad
Yeah.
or travel
Yeah.
abroad, whatever it ends up being. But definitely go out of the country. That'd be fun.
That would be really fun. Our team's going to Spain
What?
for spring break.
Just for fun.
We're playing 2 games.
Oh my gosh,
Oh,
that's
nice.
So
awesome.
we're gonna see how that goes.
That'll be
Good
so
Probably
luck.
so many
uh,
logistics, scheduling a whole team to
Yeah,
go.
wow.
There, so.
That'll
It'll be
fun.
worth
See
it
if we
though.
get
Yeah,
there.
and
Yeah.
the women's basketball, they went to
Yes.
where did they go?
They went. Thought it was somewhere in Europe. I'm pretty
Yeah,
sure.
somewhere in
I don't
Europe, but
know.
they all went. So
Where am I when all this fun
Croatia.
stuff
Croatia.
I would not have guessed that. I was about to say France.
That's kind of close.
Close
isn't it?
enough.
I don't know,
Somewhere over there.
Someone
no
over
idea.
there. I don't know. Okay.
That's interesting. Does your team do that or no? Ours is like every 4 years we have a
Really?
international
What?
trip.
No.
That'd be so fun. No, we don't do that.
We don't do that at all.
But we do get to go to like cool
Yeah.
places in
Yeah.
the U.S.
Yeah.
We don't
but,
go to Vegas. I'm just gonna.
No.
say that.
Yeah, we finally got to go somewhere cool.
Yeah.
I feel like
The
we're
equipment
always,
is kind of different for gymnastics, like in like Europe and stuff. Like it's
Oh,
like
yeah.
Ooh,
like
Spieth,
speed.
yeah.
Yeah.
And we don't do
Do
Spieth,
that.
so
What's that?
it's like a different
hard to
brand
explain.
of
Oh.
equipment. Yeah, we use AAI. Right.
Yeah. It's kind of like you have Nike shoes and you have Under Armour
Adidas.
shoes
Yeah.
or Adidas.
Yeah.
It's like whatever.
Oh,
Yeah.
interesting.
But we're used to the Nike shoe.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So it changes
we're-
your performance when you.
It's just like
Like the bars could be like bouncier,
Oh,
or like
yeah.
the vault has a little more bounce to it.
Yeah.
That's what I've
Your
heard
beam
for
is like
speed.
a solid rock.
Yeah, and it's like more rounded. It's
Yeah,
weird.
I
It's
don't
weird.
like
I
Yeah.
did not know they
Yeah.
could just change that if they wanted to.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a little bit.
Interesting.
Speed needs to get it together.
I mean,
You need to get together, Speed.
Shout out. Finally, any weird superstitions you guys have before or during competitions?
I have to eat eggs with hot sauce before every meet, and it's a specific brand of hot sauce, Frank's Red Hot.
Okay.
Yep.
Shout out.
And I bring it. Shout out, Frank's Red Hot. But I bring it in like a travel tube too.
No way.
Yeah, to every.
Because there was one hotel that didn't have it, and she was like,
This has never happened in the cat.
Yeah, and I made my mom come drop me off Frank's
No
Red Hot, like
way.
from the gas station. Yeah,
Well, it works.
it
guess.
does, I guess.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I've just always done it.
Yeah.
So
I don't really think I have any. I'm not superstitious, and I don't like. I go through phases, so I can't give myself something that has to be every single time. But I will say that, like the spritz that you do on our face,
Yeah.
every single
Yeah,
meet,
I
she
guess
like
I'm
she
superstitious.
sets our face so we're locked in.
Oh,
And
I
ever
put my
since she
setting
started
spray on
doing that-
everybody every single meet before we go out.
I think the first time you ever did it, we killed it. At
Yeah,
the
so I
meet.
was like,
crushed it.
I'm doing
You
it
have to
forever.
wear it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'll be getting ready, and I'm like, man, I wish I had setting spray. And I'm like, oh, that's right. Maya always
Yep,
sets
I'm
her
like,
face.
I'm
and I'm
ready
like,
for you.
what if she forgets it? I'm like,
Yeah. I've never.
she
forgot
never
you
it.
forgets
created
No.
a superstition.
I know. I
So,
literally
yeah.
have.
yeah. I think
And
that's
every
part
year
of
it's
it.
a different setting spray.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's always nice. though.
Wow.
It always fucks.
always
But yeah, I
works.
have noticed lately. I'm like, I hope Maya didn't forget that. Like, should I remind her? I'm like, no, I don't want to be
No, I
weird.
got it.
Don't want to be weird about it.
Don't
but-
want to be weird.
I
about
guess
it.
I'm really superstitious.
Bring the setting spray.
Yeah.
Bring the setting spray.
That's funny. For the next segment, we're going to be talking about people on your team that are slept on. So basically, someone on your team that you guys think deserves more attention or recognition or might not get as much time in competitions to do their thing and just are really supportive. Anything that you guys think, who do you think deserves a little shout out?
Lauren Burl. She's just a beast. Like she like goes out there and attacks every return, every routine, like, and she works so hard at practice. And she's been through a lot of injuries with her ankles, so I'm really proud of her. She's been killing
Wow.
it. So
And she
Shout
just
out.
brings a really good energy.
she does.
Too.
She's so fun,
yeah.
so energetic.
So I agree, but also probably like Emily, because
Yeah.
Emily's just like she's always solid and she's always
Yeah.
just supportive and just doing her thing and killing it. We were kind of talking about it. It's like no one notices when she does something super
Yeah.
great because she's always just
Yeah.
She's
she's always good. She's a very reliable
Mhm.
teammate. So I definitely think that she shines under the radar.
Yeah.
But she
Yeah.
shouldn't.
You shouldn't. She
She should.
deserves the spotlight. So yeah, I think that's all we have for today.
Woo.
Thank you guys for coming.
Thanks for having us.
A great talk. Glad we learned that we love Hamilton.
I
Finally
should
have
like
a
watch it.
friend.
I guess.
Yeah, you really
Should I
should.
You should watch it.
Really
Well, I
should.
like it.
Life changing.
Or at least listen to the soundtrack.
Yeah,
True.
little rap in there.
Yeah.
if
Okay.
you want. Yeah, and that was it for episode 5 of Gopher Roundtable, presented by Affinity Plus. Stay tuned for episode 6.
Woo. Thank you.
Yay, so fun.